But anyways, let's go. I try not to make the videos too long.
All right, good evening, everybody. I'm not going to start, but I don't know if there's anyone who, if the four who are in, if the three persons who are here are in the same group for your group assignment. I think I saw something from Frankson, and I think I sent something that should assist you. And everybody else, because
yes, sir, it did. I see a search in the marketing group as well.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, man, welcome. Francine, everything is okay? Have you gone into your group? And as I said before, I'm not starting the class, but because you guys are here, I am just using the time to kind of find out where you are in your planning process. I think we said that we're going to do consultation each Monday. Is it relating to the group project? Was it Monday we said? I think it was Monday.
Yes, sir. I think it was
right.
Monday.
Right. And next week it would be Wednesday because Monday is a public holiday. I think I hope the Prime Minister doesn't shut down the country or restrict the time. Francine, are you there? All right, not hearing Francine. Fabian, what about you? Are you in a group?
Yes, sir.
All right.
So in my group, sir.
You're okay with your group?
Yes, sir. Group, all right.
All right, cool. Fabian, what about you? All right, Fabian probably is logged in, but he has stepped away. All right, so of course, the rule of thumb is that I'm going to wait until I have about 8 or so persons in the class because I think the class is about 18, 19, or 20 students. So we want to have a quorum, which is half. So I'll wait until at least 8 persons are here before I begin the lecture. All right. So I'm going to mute. Yeah, I'm going to mute my mic. But if you have any questions or anything, you can ask.
Good evening, Mr. Clark.
Only 4 persons are here and it's almost 5 o'clock. That's not good. It's almost 5:30, I mean. So we still have some time to wait.
Um,
All right, good evening, everybody. So just a few reminders that, well, a very important reminder that, first of all, are you hearing me? Let me just make sure that you're hearing me. Are you hearing me?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So remember that Wednesday is the mid-semester exam. And remember, next week, Monday, we do not have a class because on Monday, it's a public holiday. Some of us, I'm sure, will still have work, depending on the area that we are in. The exam will be on Moodle, and it will be done during the time of the class. It will be 20 multiple choice questions. I think I said 5 questions from each module. I think it's all the way up to module segmentation, targeting, and positioning. So if you go back and look at the course outline, it will indicate to you the timeline for that. Today we continue our conversation relating to segmentation, targeting, and positioning. And there's a class activity that I want to give you that will help you to understand the process of branding, or to help you to understand the process of branding. And then a class activity where you are going to create what is called a perceptual map or a positioning map. All right, so, but I'm just going to do a little recap first, and then we go into the lecture, and then we do consultation. When more persons are here, we start the consultation in terms of the project. Let me just claim host. I notice that I haven't claimed host. Just give me 1 second, I'm writing down the host key. And some persons have already started messaging me about the groups they are in and what they intend to look at. One thing I'll ensure is that no group does the same product, even if you might look at even the same company, which is not advisable, but no group will do the same product or company. Let's explore. There are more than enough local companies that we can all explore. Let me bring up the lecture. I do that one first or do this one first? Because I actually have two. Okay, let's just share screen. All right, so last week, Wednesday, we started looking at STP, which is segmentation, targeting, and positioning. And we spoke about segmentation being the way that marketers group or divide a total market. And then after they do that, they target the segments, or they determine how to target the segments. And of course, they're going to identify the more profitable segments to target and probably ignore others. In some instances, especially in cases such as niche marketing, they target only one segment in the marketplace. And I want for you to ensure that you understand niche marketing. There is another term for niche marketing. It is called concentrated marketing. All right, so it is where the marketing efforts really focuses on a single segment. All right, so please ensure you make note of that. So I'm not going to go through everything. We spoke about differentiation, meaning that you're creating what is called competitive advantages, and it is what makes you stand out in the marketplace or help you to provide superior customer value. And the whole notion of positioning now is how you want to position the brand, the good or the service in the mind of the consumer in relation to your competitors, and that in and of itself too can be a part of your group project, where you can do a positioning map, and I'm going to show you how to do that today, and it is a part of your competitive analysis. So we spoke about segments, and we spoke about the various ways of how the marketplace is segmented or can be segmented. And we looked at various examples. I'm not going to go through all of those examples, but I just wanted to remind us about where we were at the time when we were having the discussion. And we spoke now about the types of targeting that are done by marketers. We have undifferentiated, and we said for undifferentiated, this is where a company or a brand or marketers go after all customers. They do what is called mass marketing. They go after all customers because they produce a single product. For example, KFC, you find that they go after all customers. Fast food, for example, tends to go after all customers. So they do what is called mass marketing. Then for differentiated marketing, we said that in that case, it is a strategy that focuses on producing several products and pricing, promoting and distributing them in different marketing mixes designed to satisfy smaller segments. So you can have one company having various brands, and as a result, they would have to divide the marketplace into different segments or into different groups. Then we spoke about niche marketing, which is also called concentrated marketing. And in this instance, the targeting strategy is to go after a single market. No, not a single market, a single segment. You can't say market. Go after a single segment. And of course, there are advantages and disadvantages to this, because if you go after only one segment or the most profitable segment in the marketplace, what if a company later figures out how you're satisfying these customers and is able to provide superior value? Then we spoke about the notion of micro-marketing, and micro-marketing is where the targeting strategy is really you target potential customers at very narrow or basic levels, such as zip code, specific occupation, or lifestyle. Sometimes, you might target people in a specific area. And I think I gave the example, like if you live in a community, you might just target those persons because they're in your communities and you have no interest of going outside of your community, even sometimes when there are opportunities, because you find that type of targeting and segmenting is better for you. So we spoke about that, and I think there are some definitions that came to the fore when we were some explanations and all of that. I'm not going to go back through all of that. I just wanted to ensure that there was clarity in terms of the different types of targeting strategies. Spoke about that. We spoke about social responsibility, and I talked about a number of things relating to this. This is now where I really want us to do some amount of work, because there's an activity that I want you to do today. And let me just, so we talked about positioning, and we did say that positioning really is, as it says, the place the product occupies in the minds of consumers relative to competitors. In other words, what is your perception of your product or your service or your brand in relation to those that offer the same product and or service? And let me just, this is where I want to, because I kind of updated my lecture to ensure that this part is very critical. So the notion of types of positioning strategies. In other words, how do marketers go about positioning the product or service in the mind of the consumer? And there are various ways of how they do that. Attributes, looking at price and quality, They might do it in relation to other competitors in terms of application. And this really speaks of functionality in terms of product user and in terms of product class. I'm going to play a recording now, and I want for you to take very, very key note of it, because the class activity that we're going to do today is based on this whole notion of positioning, especially since the very key thing that you have to learn as a marketer, or some of the core concepts you have to learn as a marketer, is how to segment, how to target, and then how to position. If you're able to do that successfully, you are on your way to being a very good marketer. Let me just bring back up my lecture to ensure that. Okay, all right, so which one am I showing first? Let's watch this one. So let me share screen.
And welcome to marketing91.com. Positioning strategies, product user strategy. Under this strategy, the firm attempts to associate a product with or class of use.
All right, so please, if you can take notes, that would be good. All right, we're looking at positioning strategies, and there are various examples that are going to be cited by the speaker. So please take notes.
Hello, and welcome to marketing91.com. Positioning strategies, product user strategy. Under this strategy, the firm attempts to associate a product with a user or class of users. Example, Bonvita is positioned as a product for growing children. Gatorade is positioned as a sports drink for men and women who indulge in sports. Etihad Airways, new offering, the Residence, is targeted towards the upper class. Product class strategy. Under this strategy, marketer.
All right, so do we understand product user strategy?
Yes, sir. It's basically what they're going to use the product for. What the main use of the product.
I didn't hear that so clearly.
Sorry, it's basically saying what's the main use of the product.
All right, so no, so who mainly uses the product, in other words, right?
Yes, sir, it is not. I don't think position is totally different from segmenting, because you have to know who you're going to target, and this is telling you after all of that procedure, then you'll know who the product is geared towards or who the product is for.
And I'm happy you mentioned that, because what happens is that they're not necessarily different, you know, like you do this one first and you do this and you do that next. All of them are really, they work symbiotically together. So I'm happy you're able to see, you're able to make that statement. However, what we're going to do today, you're going to see why the whole notion of understanding positioning is important, because you might be asked as a marketer to come up with what is called a position statement, a positioning statement, or a brand statement, which is what I gave you for homework. Don't think I forget about the homework, but I wanted to go back before I get to that part of the homework in terms of positioning statement, because you must understand what you're doing, how you're doing it, and why you're doing it before you can actually write a positioning statement. So in this particular case, as it says, you're trying to position the product in the mind of the user as one that is important for growing children, or one that is a sports drink for men and women who indulge in sports. So in other words, if I'm an athlete or an athletic person, or a footballer or person who is a cyclist, Gatorade is for me. So when I think about athletic activities, I must think about Gatorade. And notice over here, it says what? Gatorade always wins. Notice, do you see? Yes?
So the last one, you see, where it has a new offering, the resident is targeted towards the upper class. So the upper class people buy that then?
Yes, but you do have to go after different segments. Remember, middle class and upper class people are a segment unto themselves, which is demographic segmentation.
Oh, so that the product they would sell for a good amount of money then?
Which is what we're going to go into when we look at the conceptual or the perceptual maps or the positioning maps, where you could look at it in terms of price and quality. So it could be that because they're offering a certain amount of service, the price is much more. Just think about the whole notion of taking a plane first class and second class. First class, you can stretch out your foot, you have more leg room and all of that, and it matches the service. It matches the price, sorry. All right. So yes, quote unquote upper class persons are as demographic segments unto themselves. And if you look over, are you seeing this side for me? Here, do you see that Gatorade has to some extent knocked out whatever this is on the ground? It looks like either water or something. Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
Yes. All right. So product user strategy is important. And one of the things I want you to think about, you are going to actually find an example of, well, I'm going to put you in groups and then you're going to do the different activities. So please, as I said before, pay specific attention because I want for you to understand this. This will help you to understand market. The core of marketing is STP, segmentation, targeting and positioning. That's the core of it. And it is reflected in the kind of strategies that are developed, the kinds of advertisements that are developed. Anybody paying attention to the Olympics?
Unfortunately, no.
You guys should watch.
Sir, I'm not paying attention. I don't know what going on this year, or I don't know what is happening, but I haven't watched a race. Nothing. I don't know anything.
All right, you should watch the. I even watched the match last night that Jamaica got 1-0. I was so upset because the class is predominantly female, so.
Sir, I watched the match, man. It was to me they played very well, even though they made US score on them.
But my thing is, though, playing well is not enough. You need to score.
Yes, but where Jamaica, where the Reggae Boys team is coming from, to where they are, I have to give them props. They have improved.
And that's what everybody keeps saying. But my thing is that, and I'm not distracting, I soon tell you why I'm having the discussion. My thing is that we have to score because at the end of the day, improvement is good, but scoring is more important or is most important. That's very, very important.
Because that's what takes you to the next level.
Exactly. And secondly, they got a lot of chances to score, but didn't. They allowed the US team to dominate the match in the second half, which was unfortunate.
Yeah, that's true.
Which was really, really unfortunate. And the US team was actually not strong. It was not a strong team. It was actually not a strong team. Fabian, you watch football? I don't know if you watch football. I don't assume that you watch football. Or you're not in the class. One day Fabian is in the class because he's probably just there and not. He has unmuted. Go ahead, Fabian.
Sir, me in class, man.
Yes, so talk. Me not hear you say nothing.
Yeah, test out this headphone, but it look like it malfunction. But when I get the chance to watch the world, the Olympics. But what I did watch the second half of the match last night.
Which was the worst half?
Was the worst half. Jamaica still need to go back to the drawing board if they want to book a spot.
A new coach?
I believe so.
They need a new coach. They need a new coach. He's not that person. Let's not beat up on him. All right. Yeah, exactly. We need I'm saying if it was a European team, probably don't get 6.
And
it was a very good team. We don't get 6.
Team players are not playing.
And I'm saying, how can you bench your more experienced players? That doesn't make any sense at all. The persons with the more experience are the ones sitting on the bench. And then it seems as if at times we want to fight the people then. I don't know why we like push badness. All right, why am I saying all of this? So while I'm teaching you, over the weekend, I actually got I'm now doing some coordination, social media marketing for KLAS Sports. I want for you to go and look at what has been put out. I have somebody that I work with. And you can give me feedback what you think about, the ads and comments and stuff like that. So KLAS Sports, I am the coordinator for the social media coordinator for the Olympics. It ends, I think it's just 2 weeks. So check it out and let me know what you let me know what you think. All right. All right. So
On the site.
yes, on social media, I do only so I do Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I find that Twitter is not much a space for those kinds of things. You hardly find a lot of conversation, but Instagram more than even Facebook, there's a lot of conversation. All right, so it's good that you guys recognize, understand the whole notion of product user as one of the positioning strategy. The second one that was coming up, let me just go back a little, is product class strategy. Let's hear it.
Class strategy. Under this strategy, marketers highlight the product class association. Example, Dettol is targeted towards the upper class. Product class strategy. Under this strategy, marketers highlight the product class association. Example, Dettol is positioned as a brand that helps fight germs. Product benefit strategy.
Do you understand that one? Was that one clear?
Go back, sir.
All right, so product class strategy. So highlight the product class association. If you want to think about it this way, as a group of, or just as I have asked you about the product category. In other words, what is the best product in that category? So if you're talking about, for example, products that are supposed to fight germs, you must think about Dettol. Understand?
Yes, sir. We couldn't say Lysol. Anything where you use to fight germs, I guess.
Right. And then what you would do now, if you're creating a perceptual map, is what would you look at in terms of Dettol? So you're going to, in terms of fighting germs, you probably look at what would you look at? What would you want the thing to do if you want them to fight germs? Is to kill germs plus price. You probably look at price. And this is now where what you're saying is that the positioning now, it is dependent on where would you put, for example, Dettol in terms of effectiveness versus other brands. And we're going to look at it. It's going to be a little clearer when we look at the perceptual map.
That helps fight germs. Product benefit strategy. Under this strategy, products are positioned on the basis of the benefit they provide. A well-made product usually offers more than one benefit. Example, Eno is positioned as a product which provides relief from acidity. Rento Mojo is positioned as a one-stop solution for furniture and appliances for those who relocate to other cities for long-term projects and do not have the time and money to invest in setting up an apartment. Price and quality strategy. The consumer looks for a product within categories based on price and quality and then selects the product with the price-quality combination that is most suitable to their needs. Example.
All right, so for this one, no, price and quality strategy, and we were looking at it in last class. Let us say that you are going to buy a car, which is a heavy investment, right? And you're thinking about price and quality. You're thinking about price and quality. Which car or which brand car would you select and why?
Sir,
Mm-hmm.
I can't really tell you which brand vehicle, right? I love understand, but make me not know. What would I look for though? Buying a vehicle? Would I look on the price, yes. Look on the features of the vehicle and how those features will benefit me.
So wouldn't the features come under quality? All right, so probably,
Yes.
all right, hold on. You're actually saying something that is very effective. One of the things that we need to, if you're looking at features, then it means that you're not using price and quality strategy. You're looking at what? Product benefit strategy. Because remember, a car, this positioning strategy does not need to be price and quality. That's one of the biggest mistakes a lot of persons think when they think about positioning strategy, that it has to be price and quality. It could be that you are actually looking at, for example, benefit and price. It could be that are the two things, because anybody who's going to buy a car must think about price. or not just, and it doesn't have to be benefits. It could be, the term that you probably could use is functionality. In other words, what can the car do for me? At least anytime I'm going to buy a car, I always think about, well, I think about the price, but also about getting the parts.
Yes, and that may I say, sir, because you know, sometimes you buy a vehicle, sometimes the parts they're not really available out here like that.
Right.
You have to buy them online. And also, you have to choose a vehicle where fuel friendly, you know, say some have double tank, some have, you know, burn large amount of gas. You have to look for the mileage and all of that. You have to look for as I said, the whole comfort of the vehicle. If you buy it for family or you buy it for sport or you buy it for, you understand what I say? So
yes.
There's a lot of stuff you look on when you're buying a vehicle.
Yes, right. Agreed. All right, I'm continuing.
Tide. Nirma. Specific product feature strategy. This positioning strategy is the most widely used among firms. It associates a product with its specific features. For example, Oppo F1 smartphone has positioned itself based on its selfie feature. Competitor strategy. Marketing.
Do we understand the specific product features? And most smartphones are positioned in that specific way. Most smartphones is about the features that are offered. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
Yes, but most people, if they're going to buy a phone, they're going to say, what about the specs? And they might ask about, you know, if it's what they call the space thing. I don't remember the term that is used, how much space it has, because they don't want it to.
Sir, for me, it's the pixel.
The pixel, right?
Yeah, because if the phone quality not good, it don't make any sense.
Exactly. So you know that phones are positioned that way in the marketplace, and you find that the two competitors, iPhone and what's the other one called again? Android. No, it's Android, right?
Samsung,
right? Samsung and Android, they are in this big contest. And this is why you constantly see phones constantly coming out, because they're trying to outbid the other. All right, let's listen to the one on competitor strategy. Let me just bring back a little bit.
Competitor strategy. Marketing is closely linked to competition. Competitor strategy is a type of offensive strategy. Under this strategy, the firm's product is positioned to appear better than that of its competitors. Examples: BMW versus Audi, Snapdeal versus Flipkart. Cultural symbol strategy. Snapdeal.
I'm sure you have seen, well, even in Jamaica, it's legal. It's legal for you to actually do an ad comparing your product or service to another, providing that whatever the comparison is factually correct. And in the US, there was a case where one, I don't remember which company it was, did an ad, and like you'd say, you know, we outbid Digicel. This is a flow ad, and we outbid Digicel. And Digicel decided to sue for copyright infringement or other legal things. And the court said no, but it's legal. It is very much legal once the fact is true. So if it is that BMW, for example, outperforms another brand, then yes, they can. And if you look in this BMW ad, you see what this says: what? Congratulations to Audi for winning South African Car of the Year 2006. All right. In other words, I am better than my competitor. Understand?
Yes.
All right. So we have the competitor strategy. We have the specific product strategy. I'm just taking note of something because I have to decide how I'm going to. Let's continuing.
Versus Flipkart. Cultural symbol strategy. Cultural symbols can be used to differentiate a product from its competing brand. Examples: MDH Masala and Gujarat Tourism. Positioning by corporate image. The most common basis for positioning a brand is the firm's corporate image. Some firms position their products or brands using their corporate names. For example, Tata Group companies and Mahindra Group.
Can you think of any brands that we know that does this or use this type of positioning strategy? Do we know of any even local brand that position themselves in this way using their corporate names?
Yeah, that's it.
Corporate name, sir. I
Corporate
think
image.
image. Digicel. Corporate image.
Would you say Digicel?
Sir, yeah, because me don't know.
Island
Me don't know
Grill?
if me right. I stand to be corrected. But I say
Island Grill, sir, it can use?
Island Grill?
Yeah.
Wow.
no corporate.
I am more thinking the banks.
Oh, like
NCB.
NCB
Yeah,
with
yeah.
the scholarship. Well, no, NCB.
Yeah, I'm more thinking the banks, the way how they behave in Jamaica, and if you notice, they constantly stress their name, and they not just the name but the look of it and all of that. So I'm thinking the banks. I'm thinking even courts as a trademark, as a brand. I'm thinking courts. They tend to do that a lot. Yui is kind of doing this now because what you're going to learn is that many brands sometimes they reposition themselves in the marketplace depending on changes. So from Yui got this international ranking of being the top university in the Caribbean and Latin America. It's now about the name. They're positioning themselves in the marketplace based on the name Yui. In other words, we are the cum laude of all tertiary institutions in this part of the world, Caribbean and Latin America. All right, let's listen to the others.
Positioning by emotions. A firm may position its products by dramatizing emotions. For example, HDFC Life's Ghungru is part of its Sar Utha Ke Jio, Hold Your Head High and Live campaign, in which a father helps his daughter get a prosthetic leg to realize her dream of dancing. New Nescafe. A stand-up comedian overcomes his fear of stammering in the Nescafe commercial.
I don't think we have a lot of this positioning by emotions. I don't know if anybody can think of an ad or a brand that positions itself in the marketplace based on emotion. I'm trying to think of, I can't think of any.
Sir, that is because our culture does not promote showing emotions.
Thank you. You are so correct. Exactly. So it is not one of the positioning strategies that we would we use in our part in our marketing. We don't use it at all. I can't think of an ad really. All right, continuing.
Tribhuvan Das Bhimji Zaveri, TBZ. TBZ released an ad which showed the tradition of hiding the groom's shoes.
All right, so let's look at a different one, but I'm sure by now you get the sense of what I'm talking about when I'm talking about positioning, right? Positioning strategy. Right, guys? We get a sense of positioning strategy.
Yes, sir.
All right, so one last one, because not all the ones that I wanted to know about were mentioned. So let's look at this one. Should have some of the other ones. What are the positioning strategies you have so far? Remember, I told you to write them down here.
Sir, product user strategy. Product class strategy. Product user strategy. Look at that, sir, I can't talk good enough, so.
No, go ahead, I'm listening.
Product
They
class
said product
strategy.
user, product class.
Yeah, product user, product class, product benefit, price and quality.
Yes.
Specific product features. competitors, strategy,
Mhm.
specific product features,
Yes.
competitor,
Mhm.
um,
Yeah, you have given them. You have given us. So let's listen now. And then the class activity, okay? This some of it
Hello
might
and welcome
repeat.
to marketing91.com. In this
Some of it might be a repeat, so I might just move it along, okay?
video, we are going to cover the topic on positioning strategies. Let's start with the introduction. According to Philip Kotler, positioning is the act of designing the company's offer and image so that it occupies a distinct and valued price in the target customer's mind. Moving further, let's look at positioning strategies. They can be based on the following 9 points. Let's start with the first one, positioning based on product attributes. Positioning where product attributes relates to the features of the product. Example, the Apple Watch OS 7. The Apple Watch OS 7 delivers enhanced customization tools. Personalization includes shareable and discoverable watch face configurations. To give greater insight to the customer's overall well-being, features like sleep tracking, automatic hand washing detection, additional workout types, and a new hearing health feature have been installed. All of these features have been designed keeping privacy in mind. The next, positioning based on benefits. This strategy focuses on the customer's distinctive benefit of using the product. Example, Amazon Prime's 2-hour delivery. The third, positioning based on product user. After identifying the target group, a company can position the product and service that is best suited for them. Example, Gatorade is positioned as a drink for athletes. Fourth, competitive positioning. The positioning may be against the competition or away from the competition. In this case, there are 2 examples. The first being Burger King versus McDonald's, and the second, Mercedes versus BMW. Fifth, quality positioning. The firm's quality leadership is a focus of positioning. In this case, the examples are Tesla and Apple. Sixth, positioning based on price. Communicating the best value for the price the consumers pay is a price positioning. Example here would be Walmart for its everyday low pricing strategy. Seventh, leadership positioning. Communicating to the customer that the company enjoys the acceptance of the majority and is a major shareholder is a leadership positioning. Some companies can focus on innovation leadership. Example in this case would be Nike. Nike's market share stood ahead of its industry rivals Adidas and Essex at a crisp 27.4% in 2019, making Nike the world's largest company in the global footwear market. 8th, excellence positioning. Positioning on the basis of performance and the efficiency of the firm is excellence positioning. Example, premium hotel groups including the Taj, Marriott and Oberoi use positioning strategy by flaunting their excellence in service. And finally, positioning strategy based on cultural symbols. In today's world, many deeply entrenched cultural symbols are used to differentiate their brands from that of competitors. Example, Bailey's Irish Cream. Now let's look at the...
And we know about Blue Mountain Coffee. We know about Blue Mountain Coffee, right?
yes, sir.
All right, I don't know that we need to go any further with
procedure
this.
for positioning.
I
Yes.
guess they position Blue Mountain Coffee by the taste and also the quality.
Yes.
And another thing is the fact that it's a Jamaican coffee. So
Right,
it's
right.
uh,
Yeah, you're correct. All right, so the activity now that I want for you to do for me, this is the first of 2 activities. I want for you to, how many students are here? Let me see how many persons I can put in the breakout room. So no, we don't want 6 persons. So many, no. All right, so what I want is for you to identify an example. So let me just create the group. So in room 1, Anna, Camelia, Tamaya, I want for you to give me an example of the positioning based on attributes. Positioning based on attributes. So you're going to find an example and add that speaks to that. Would that be print or audio? And if this audio, it has to be very short. So room 1, Anna, Camelia, Tamaya. Room 2, Fabian, Tiandra, and Frankson. You know, Frankson, sometimes I can't call your first name so well, so I call you by your last name. Price, positioning based on price / quality. Positioning based on price slash quality. These must be local, all must be local. Room 3, which is Francine and Norda, you are going to look at positioning based on competition, positioning based on competition or competitors' positioning. Room 4 and final, and I'm seeing room 3 does have one person, but that's okay. Room 4, Priscilla and Tiffany, I want for you to look at do we look at that? Positioning based on application. Positioning based on application. All right, everybody's clear? Just tell me that you're clear in terms of what you're supposed to do.
Sir, what group 1 to do again?
So room 1, you're looking at positioning based on attributes.
Okay, sir.
All right, everybody's clear now? I'm going to open the
Sir,
rooms.
what me and Narda supposed to do?
What room are you in?
Me no remember, no, say me say room 2.
Please write down the information.
Competitor something like that.
Right. So you're looking you're looking for an example, either it is print or audio of positioning based on competition. Or what is called competitors positioning. Understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, so I'm going to open the rooms. I'm giving you about 10-15 minutes and you must be able to share because we need to see the example. All right. So I've opened the rooms. So please go into the breakout rooms.
Sir, what you waiting on? Sir.
Yes, hello.
Yeah, I was just saying, I got kicked off, so I'm not in my group.
You're
Right
in
now.
room 3?
No, room 1, but we are finished still.
Okay.
So I don't know if you, cause my phone I got dead soon, so I don't know. But we finish.
Okay.
Hello, sir. Oh,
All right. Are you seeing my screen?
Mr. Clark.
All right. So no.
Yes.
What is it? Geo bread?
Mr. Clark.
Yes. You're not hearing me?
Mr. Clark.
You're not hearing me? Hello? Hello?
Sir. Sir,
Yes.
you can explain to me what exactly is this position of based on application. I don't know.
Well, you would have to, because I gave you class activity, you would have had to look it up. Did I not explain it?
No, I came in from work late, so I was like 5 minutes.
You were the only one working? Was the other person in the class?
No, she came in late also, so the 2 of us.
Well, all right. So we just have to just watch what the others are doing, all right? And then you watch the recording.
All right.
All right, so let's go with room 1. Anna Camelia Tamaya. Go ahead for me.
One moment, please.
I like the way it looks from the front because it has this slightly aggressive touch.
This car with all those features, it's still like a smartphone with games, with apps on it.
Ich glaube, es ist die Verantwortung gegenüber unseren Kindern und deswegen fahre ich elektrisch mit Begeisterung.
We would never switch to petrol again because I think this is the answer that we should follow everywhere.
Und freue mich gigantisch auf das neue Model 3.
I don't see it as a replacement for this car. I think the Model 3 will be more a day-to-day use car that we use for shopping and going to the stores.
It's a much more fitting car for our region. We don't have streets that big and parking lots that big.
Nein! Geil!
So, lol.
You're going to drive it. Me? Yes. Oh, Lord.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my God!
Wow!
Oh, that's much better than just looking at photos. Oh, it's so fluent. Oh, I like it. That's cool.
Lovely.
It is.
Oh, it's great.
Nice. Well, it's a beastie kind of car, It's a fun car. It's a sportive car.
It feels good. It still feels like a Tesla.
I think I see now why some other manufacturers are afraid of this car coming to Europe.
It's some sort of a pioneer work with electric cars. I love it.
I wouldn't expect it to have so much space for me as a tall person.
It's just great. It's a fantastic car.
All right, talk to us. This is positioning based on attributes.
Well, sir, basically the brand kind of speak for itself. It's electrical, and it also speak to the old, the middle age, the young, because you notice the three different type of persons that they introduce the car to, and basically they're saying that it's even user friendly to any age group, even though it's technology wise full up at nothing but technology and all of that. So it covers the.
You sure it's attributes though?
With the brand.
Sir.
Yes.
Yeah,
1 second, sir. Yes, it's attributes because it's benefit.
Markets the product.
It's benefit of the car.
And the organization, everything, and the position.
Hold on, Camilla, hold on. Tamaya put in her 2 cents. One Tamaya.
Well, the thing I'm saying though, remember that in what you have to look out is what is the thing that stands out most in the ad. What exactly? So remember, you're going to find that the positioning might have a mixture of some of the other ones, but what is the overall, the main thing that the brand or the manufacturer or the company wants the consumer to think or associate with this car?
That it's user friendly.
But if it's user friendly, then it's not attributes. I wonder if you see my point. If you say it's user friendly, you said it, not me, then it's not attributes.
Not only that, it is user friendly, sir. In regards to how the car was developed, is one of the attributes as well, because you can computerize it to do whatever you want it to do, and it will just bring out that action.
Right, but I'm saying I don't see this as user. I think it's more product class. In other words, in terms of all the class of cars, this car is superior. That's what I'm getting from that. Because at one point the person says, this is why the others don't want us to get these cars in Europe or something like that. So for me, it's more product class. In other words, of all the class of cars, this is the car. So remember, no, you'll see that an ad, most ads are going to give you about features and attributes and all of that. But remember, positioning is what exactly do you want the consumer to associate with the car. And in this case, there's to some extent it's superiority among its in terms of what it is able to do. So as you mentioned, you're able to do this and you're able to do that, and the fact that everybody else can drive it. And I like the fact that what's her name? Camilla said that if you realize, and it was actually a very good observation, that the young, old, middle age, that's a very good point to recognize in that, and that was very deliberate on their part. What I would have done is to include somebody black, make it a little bit more multicultural or multiracial. But it's more to me product class than attributes. All right.
Okay, sir. Sir, being that it's not, what would be attribute?
We're going to get there. We're going to get there. Remember, we looked at it. Yes. All right. So room 2. Yes.
As you talked about color, I was thinking the reason why they did that was based on where it was, because they were saying they didn't want it to go to that location, and then they started making points about space for the road. Because if you notice, they were talking about the space for the road and where to park it. So so the ad went on to basically say, oh, they could find space to park it, and based on the roadside, it was easy to drive on the road there.
Yeah, I saw that.
That road, yeah, because they made a point to say. So I would assume it's based on where the car has reached now.
Yeah, but you can't look at one thing though. What I want for you to take away from positioning is not just, you have to look at the main thing that stands out. What exactly does the manufacturer or the brand want me to associate or to think about this car in my mind? What exactly do you want me to think? And I think you said it best when you talk about the fact that what the car is able to do. I think that's the main thing. What the car is able to do, not the things that are, you know, the attributes of the car, but what the car is able to do, a kind of functionality. So in comparison to other cars, this is the car. And of course, you're correct in terms of geography, because this looks like it's some European place where the
It
roads
seemed like it was Germany, some place in Germany.
Yes, you find that those roads, they're very small, even England. I've been to England and the roads are just as small as Jamaica. Their roads are not as wide as like when you go to Canada or if you go to the US. All right, but thanks guys. Let me just go into room 2 before time runs out. This is Tiandra and Frankson. I don't know. I know that what's his name was in this group, but I'm not seeing, as apparently he fell off the system. Go ahead. Room 2. Tiandra, sorry, and Miss Frankson. Remember to turn on the sound. Is this Fabian? So that we can hear.
What if your car run on YouTube data? With Flow, your car can keep going because you get unlimited YouTube data.
We're not on Flow, our plan is limited.
Don't worry. Your Flow mobile goes the distance. So keep watching and listening. Only Flow gives you an unlimited data plan for the apps you really want, like YouTube.
Did you expect more?
Dial *129 *6 $ to activate your 7-day plan for only $675.
All right, talk to us.
So our positioning strategy was about price and quality strategy. Now, within our presentation a while ago, you know, we have the product, which is the unlimited data, and it's comparing the price of Flow, and they have a what is deemed to be a person in the red. You know what I'm trying to say. So I must say, once you have Flow with a better price, which is low and affordable, and the quality, which it lasts longer. So,
and you get more for your money.
You get more for your money, more data, more unlimited. You can stream, you can watch, and you can talk longer. So that would be where consumer would, our marketer would use the price and the quality strategy.
All right, anybody wants to comment or any questions? All right, so my question is, I didn't see price and quality. I saw competitors positioning. That's what I saw, especially since you mentioned, Fabian, about the other network being highlighted without being named.
That's more of a competitor strategy.
Right. That's more competitor strategy. Because if you look at it, in other words, there are two of us. Right? There are two of us. Who do you prefer? And why should you prefer us over them? You can go on YouTube data or whatever they mentioned.
Maybe it is mostly geared today because remember you say you're gonna find some of them with more than one strategy.
Yeah, more than one positioning. But what stands out most is the fact that the term that tells you that it is competitor, they said what? Unlimited, which means that there is another network that gives you limited. Look at the wording, unlimited. So they're using what are called comparative or superlative terms. Better, so bigger, better network. In other words, there's another one. Because it's what? Good, better, best, right? You never said the best network, you know. Better, better network means that by even that alone tells you that they are using a competitor positioning strategy, because what they're really doing, only two of us are in the marketplace and we are better than the other. All right.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it makes sense to you. Even it, as I said, the first word that stood out to me as we played the ad was unlimited. And then I saw again where there was the raising of a phone, looking kind of having some red in it.
All right, let me see. Tosso did have a picture. You still have that picture there, Tosso?
And the picture would be a different ad, though, you know. But let's see the picture,
Yeah,
but it would be a different ad.
I want to see if
No, man, not have it.
have it.
It, all right, sir, we can expect the say it just basically that it was a moving company, and it was saying no price as low as say 3.5 or 2.5. So we were looking at that one, and then it lists the type of equipment.
Still
they would
competitor.
use and how they would use it.
You see when
Still
you have
competitor.
still competitor, because you see, because there are only two of them, it's going to be mostly competitor positioning strategy.
Not a flow versus digital picture.
This is why I said to you, I'd want to see the ad. I can't reference the words. I'd want to see the ad itself for me to kind of judge it based on what is there and not what is being relayed to me via a third party. All right. But so when you think of, as I said, when you think about telecommunication companies in Jamaica, most times they are using competitor positioning. All right, can you stop share, please?
Sir, do you mind saying like we should use the price and quality?
Yeah. All right, but let us just go through first, okay?
Okay.
All right. Francine, room 3. And in the meantime, can you look at Omega watches for me? Let me put it in the chat. Where is the? Hello, you guys are hearing me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I was wondering, so what is this on my screen? Am I seeing so many different things? Francine Walters, are you there? Okay, all right, so she's looking at. All right, talk to us.
Yes, sir. So the position based on competition is Burger King against McDonald's. This video is basically competing, showing the competition against their rival McDonald's, and basically showing them up with how small their sandwiches are. So McDonald's basically have to hide behind the big Whopper. Also, Burger King is on every poster, billboard, every ad in the UK. So basically, they're saying that McDonald's is not very generous with their sandwich because it is so small. It is not really that attractive and stuff like that. So, Burger King is the better way to go. Basically, that's what it is saying. It is showing up McDonald's for how small their sandwiches are and how they're big and juicy and full and everything. They have the whole package. So it makes no sense to get back McDonald's sandwiches. It is best to stick with Burger King right through because they have the better value, the better sandwich, the better everything.
All right. Any comments, feedback? Did we get that from the ad? Did we get that from the ad? All right, so I fully agree with you. I fully agree with you. And you're able to call the name of the competition, let's say the inferior competitor, based on how even the other, let's call it the other burger, is positioned or placed in the ad itself. So you're very much correct that the characterization, what they're really showing you is that the other burger was not as generous as McDonald's. If I were a marketer, no, my counter would have been to flip the script by saying big, generous, and unhealthy. That's what I would have. That's how I would have come back as if I was the other quote unquote burger. Big, generous, and unhealthy. That would be my tagline. All right, but you're so correct. I love that explanation. It was very thorough. All right, room 4. Room 4.
Sir?
Yes?
Sir, we're having some technical problem with the Wi-Fi, but we could text it to Priscilla.
She's going to what? Text the
choose the company Lasco with the brand.
Hold on. But I would want to see,
So can you text
is there a video?
Priscilla?
What type of ad is it? What kind of
video? Remember, I was telling you that we came in the class late, sir, and you said we should watch what they are doing.
So there is no print ad, nothing to show?
Because I don't understand it. Positioning based on the. Where is it? No,
okay. All right. So let's not stress it. All right. So let me ask you this question, and you'll understand this thing. Is there a brand that is considered expensive but is worth it? I mean, and this is for
Yes,
the
sir.
class. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Tell me.
Sir, yes.
I'm saying, can you tell me the name of that brand?
Yes, Grace.
Grace is not expensive.
What about
And I'm thinking, and it's not just for you alone, I mean for the class. I'm going to give you one. So would you say
Samsung? When it comes to appliances.
So their appliances are very expensive?
Yeah, you have some sir, you have some Samsung appliances
that are expensive.
That are expensive, yes, sir. Like
but they good quality.
3-door fridge them.
Good quality.
Yeah, man. You have and you have maybe you have Whirlpool.
I'm not just so hold on, no, it's not that it's just expensive, but it's expensive and durable.
A good quality, yeah, man, a durable thing.
Right, so it can't be Quartz. Quartz is just a trademark. We're talking about the actual. Well, I don't know if Quartz products are Quartz furniture are not good. I
Well, not the furniture. That's why I got appliances, you know, sir.
right.
The
That's why I said
brand,
I wouldn't quote
cause
quartz.
remember, they not just sell furniture, you know, sir. Them sell
Exactly.
appliances. So
Right,
that's
right,
why I
right.
said
So you're really looking
appliances.
at
So
so you're looking at the actual name of the brand.
yes, sir.
So
And
Apple. What
Apple
about
is
Apple?
expensive.
Yes, sir. Like the phone
Very
them too
expensive. Like
also.
your MacBook where you love show off both.
And but of course the quality
And
is
the
good.
laptop too, sir.
Yes, and that is the example of the price / quality positioning.
Oh, okay.
That's the
Okay.
example of the price / quality positioning.
But you gave us positioning based on application.
No, I wasn't talking. What the discussion I was having now is not just for you, I mean, I was talking to the class
Okay.
generally.
Okay.
I was just trying to help everybody know because most persons were asking the question about price / quality positioning. All right, so I know a number of persons have you worked out your groups? I know.
No, sir.
All right, so
I'm
hold
not in
on,
a group.
hold on, Priscilla. I know Camelia has her group, and there were 3 persons who were in the class, and they told me that they had their group. And I think Fabian is in a group as well. You saw what I put in the WhatsApp group, right, guys? In terms of kind of starting, kind of
Yes, sir,
identifying.
you answered my question perfectly.
Right, right. So you should be able to use that now to kind of start the legwork and not create some amount of
Sir, I
confusion.
finished that part, you know, from you saying that in the message, because what happens is that the amount of information that
Exactly.
yeah, it was
It's a
like
lot of
I didn't know
information.
what not to put. Yeah, I didn't know what not to put from what to put, so I needed that clarity. Thanks.
Okay. Yeah. Fabian, you're in a group as well?
Yes.
Okay. Alicia Richards, are you in a group? I'm just going on my participants list, calling names. Alicia, are you there?
Yes, sir. She's in a group.
She's in a group? Okay, she said yes. She answered in the chat. Estriana, in a group?
Sir, no, sir. I came in very late.
All right, so just the assignment has been posted to Moodle, so you can look. I think the group is what, 4 to 5, if my memory, or 4 to 6 or
What do
something
you
like
mean?
that.
Sorry, that group, I thought you were talking about the breakout room group.
No.
that you had
I've moved
just
on now
now.
to my apologies. I've moved on now to the group assignment.
No, yes, sir. I'm in a group. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right, that's okay. Anna K, in a group?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Can you inbox me in the chat? You can remember to send it to me directly. Or send me an email with your group, the names of your group members, as well as the company, product category, product, and industry. All right, for all the persons who are send an email. It's very important that you send an email so that I have records of what you have selected.
Send it back over again.
You sent it to me via email already?
No, I sent it to you in when we were having the class the last time.
No, man, you have to send me in as for the purposes of record keeping. You have to send me an email.
Okay, sir. I'll send you that by the end of the class.
All right, cool. I'm seeing Francine. Are you in a group?
Yes, sir.
All right. This is Norda, Mackenzie, Lewis in a group.
Yes, sir.
All right, so Priscilla did say that she's not in a group. Rasheen Anderson, I don't think I've ever called this name.
Yes, sir. I'm in a group.
Okay, all right. This is Tiandra Campbell in a group. Tiandra, yes, all right, she has answered. Tiffany Henry in a group. Tiffany, are you there?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
In a group?
Yes, sir.
All right. Frankson, I think, told me that she's in a group. Frankson, let me just confirm you're in a group, right?
Yes, sir.
And Dice?
Yes, I'm in a group.
Okay, all right. So we're going to wrap up this on Wednesday. Please remember that your mid-semester is on Wednesday. I should be doing it on Moodle, and we're going to do you're going to do 1 hour. Use the last hour of the class to do the exam, okay? The first hour, because I have to teach in the first hour, at least begin the new lesson, because time is going and we have exactly 10 weeks and there are exactly 10 units. So it means that any time I lose, I will have to play catch up. All right, so I'm actually administering a mid-semester at 7. So take some time. I'll give you, I'm going to end 5 minutes before the hour. All the best, guys, until I see you on Wednesday.
So,
Okay?
sir,
Yes?
which group am I going to be in?
I don't determine that, you do. You have to find a group to go into.
Really, sir?
Yes, I don't put students in groups.
All right.
Okay. I don't want to be accused of, you know, putting students together and the chemistry don't work out and all kinds of stuff. All right, so I'm seeing that.
Mr. Clark, remember that you should respond to me about the email I sent you.
You sent me an email relating to the coursework?
Narda.
I wonder if she emailed that again. I get so many emails.
Check back your email from Narda Louis.
Oh, yes. I remember. So I'm still waiting on the one. The vice principal made a suggestion. So I'm waiting to hear from the head of school and to hear from the school itself as well as exams.
All right, I'll keep you
Yes,
updated.
Yes, man. Thanks. Oh, yes. I just remember the email. If anything, you can WhatsApp me just as a reminder. Just say, sir, remember to give me an official response. All right.
All right, thank you.
All right. Bye, everybody. I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Stay safe.